Hello. I hope everybody's having a good night. Hope everybody's doing well. Um, it's just a little bit of a thought that I had tonight, and I couldn't help but share it. I didn't really have anything planned out, but it's one thing I did want to make mention of is sometime not too long ago, recent, looking in the news again, another Christian massacre in Nigeria. About 27 people, children, 3-year-old is what I read, just terrible, absolutely horrible. And this happened in Nigeria, and I just wanted to ask to anybody that watches this to definitely keep them in your prayers. It's something that kind of stuck with me all day, It's like I woke up late because I'm lazy, and I have my own problems, like as Christians in America, I feel especially, we get so wrapped up in our own personal battles, and like, I mean, as nicely as I can say it, a lot of us are just really selfish, We have no idea how blessed we are living in a country where we don't have to go through war and things like extreme famine and famine because of war. And as Christians especially, it's like, for me, the biggest enemy that I have is myself and my own guilt, and like my vices, like just just me being in my own head. Like, I mean, the worst enemy that I have to face is waking up early, and trying to stay awake through the day because I'm bored. Like, that's not a trial, like that's hardly a trial. I couldn't help but think today, and I speak just for myself with this, of course, but couldn't help but think today, you look in the news sometimes and you just hear the horrible things that are going on to Christians, especially, and you know how much Christians in Nigeria and in Siberia and in the Middle East, you know how much Christians would just die to have the types of problems that us American Christians have? In China, I mean, good grief, you look at the problems that the Christians in China have. They're forced to worship, underground, and they can't even have copies of the Bible where they are. And for a lot of countries, it's like they have to memorize scriptures, and they have to carry the word with them literally. I got my Bible right here, and God forgive me, I don't read it as much as I should. Us Americans, and like just Christians that don't have to go through these things, we get so wrapped up in our own problems, and it just disturbed me. It really just rubbed me wrong today, because I see how lazy I am, and just how much better I could be doing to spread the word and to share what saves people's souls and what truly takes suffering and doesn't just it doesn't take it away necessarily, but it makes you, it equips you to be able to deal with it in a way that where your heart doesn't grow cold, and where it allows you to have the tools necessary to not just deal with it, but to look at your brothers and sisters that are going through the same things, and to try to give them the strength to go through it. And it's like a lot of Christians here in America, it's like there's chapters in your life where you're going to have to face it alone. Like, straightforward. You are going to be alone. And sometimes it's not exactly how it is for people, and it seems to be how it is for a lot of people. A lot of Christians nowadays, a lot of young Christians, definitely. I had to go through it, and, just my own personal experience, being an outsider. I mean, I come from Utah. I was homeschooled. First time I stepped into a public school was when I was like 17 years old. And that was just, whatever. There's a lot of times in my life where I didn't have a church to go to, and I didn't have like legit friends to talk about, that serious stuff. And then there's times where I did, and God will send that to you. But there are some times where you have to go through it alone, and there'll be times when you don't have a shoulder to cry on, but it's the exact reason why we have this. Things that I've gone through over the last couple of years, I swear, I wouldn't have been able to do it if God wasn't there, like, helping me through it. And even the things that I went through is nothing compared to, oh my gosh, just some of the things that other people go through, and yeah, it's my thought today. Just really left me with a sour feeling. It's like, we really need to wake up. We really need to wake up. We all know, and we are all told that this is a spiritual battle, and that, this is serious, and this involves your soul and stuff. But it's like, there's some days where it's like, I really need to just look in the mirror and just be like, are you paying attention to what's going on right now? It's like, are you really listening to what's going on? Are you really looking at what's happening right now, like, in the world, and what things are coming to? Nobody can trust each other. It says it in the Bible, let every man be a liar. And the love of man will wax cold, and this is a problem that we've had since time began for us humans. I mean, we've always been spiteful and jealous and hateful and all of these things. But us as Christians, we really need to understand that with the resources that we have, we could be doing so much better. Oh gosh, we could be doing so much better. And I'm not really speaking to any group of, denomination or people or anything like that. Just the whole world, Christians especially, all Christians that are more fortunate than others and all of that. I have the same battle everybody else has, like lust and fighting against, for some people it's drugs. It's like, I got that one, Only by the grace of God was I able to get rid of a lot of the stuff that I was doing for most of my adult life. I'm 24 now, and God blessed me with the strength to be able to get through that, just getting alcohol out of my life. Still got my setbacks, but nothing like how I used to be, doing. And I have struggles with, you know, with burning out and all of these things, and I don't read as much as I should, and don't really know where I'm going at. It's just kind of a rant for today. I've never posted a video before on my YouTube channel. I've only done shorts. And it's like I'm a quiet person, so I don't really go outside, and I don't really have a lot of skills in public speaking. Um, but I'm trying to get better. I don't even know if I actually post this, honestly, but I just had to sit here and, yeah. When we see somebody in need, and when we look at, like, people that are homeless, and when they're on the street, we're so quick to either jump to conclusions like, oh, are they actually homeless? Or I wonder what they did to try to, I wonder what they did to screw up their own life, and all these things. And we look at people that are different, or people that aren't different, like people that look like how everybody else does, and we just, as Christians, we kind of box ourselves in, like, away from each other. Differences don't need to keep us separated. We don't have to, I mean, just because we don't act like the rest of the world, and just because we don't really think like the world, doesn't mean we should make ourselves, like, indifferent from each other. There's some times where, and where it's a lot of the times, we are more relatable to each other than we think, us people. And everybody suffers. Everybody goes through times in their life, when they don't have it together. The person next to you, your neighbors, you don't know what they go through. You don't. Nobody does. Nobody knows what it's like in anybody else's shoes. That's why it says it explicitly in the Bible that God is the only one that can judge us. And it just breaks my heart. It breaks my heart seeing in the news massacre after massacre after massacre after massacre after massacre, and I still haven't had the strength to be able to stop smoking cigars. Something stupid like that. It's just, like, terrible. In my own house, like, in the comfort of air conditioning, and it breaks my heart to see Christians that believe in the same God, how bad they're struggling in other countries, and how badly persecuted they are, to the point of children being murdered, and and not just Christians either. And that's what's horribly sad about it. It's not just Christians. It's about people too. I mean, the Palestine conflict. I was still in California by the time that crap started, and it's been like what, like, like 4 years, something like that, and it's still going, still going. It doesn't matter what side you're on. At this point, I don't feel like I don't feel like anybody can just sit there and think, I want everybody on this side to go down, or I want everybody on the side of the IDF to go down, or I want everybody in Palestine, I want them to get what's coming because of the suffering that they did. I mean, these are governments fighting against each other, and I know what's happened with that war and all of that, not to be political or anything. The point that I'm trying to make is that there's so much suffering on both sides. And these civilians on both sides, there are so many factors about it. We can't be the person to judge that, really. And there's so much cruelty going on in the world. As Christians, we need to become prayer warriors, because it's all we can do. It's like the best thing that we can do is bring God into the situation. You don't have your things together, bring God in this situation. Pray to the person that created you. We don't see blessings coming at the time that we feel like it, but we have to understand that He sees everything, and it's His timing, not ours. But anyway, just pray for the martyrs. Pray for the martyrs. Us Christians in America, oh my gosh, we have no idea how thankful we need to be. We have no idea how good things are, Anyway, love you all. Hope you all have a good night and all of that. Stay humble. Keep praying. Love each other. Even if they're not Christian, even if they're mean to you, even if they use you, all of these things. Follow Jesus' teachings. They make you a better person. They make this world a better place if we are able to listen to Him, if we're able to take His lessons and actually apply them to our daily lives. Let's just pray. Let's just pray. God bless the martyrs. God bless the martyrs. God have mercy on all of us. God have mercy.